Femi.
Yes, here we are.
Here we are. We're back together again.
Oh, yes.
It's been quite a few years since we've been
4
face-to-face.
years, a little bit more.
Really? Since we've been face-to-face.
19.
19. Wow. It has been a long time. So we're back together.
Praise God.
Praise the Lord. And we want to know, why are you committed to these patterns of Acts? So take us back to when did you first hear about the way of Christ and his apostles? What was transpiring in your life? And what convicted you in that beginning that says this is worth pursuing?
It was kind of really just after the war, 2-3 years, when Steve Gallagher came in my city.
So you're talking about the early 90s.
Yeah.
In Kosovo, Albania region, after the war then.
After the war in 99, yes.
Yeah.
So he was talking about something, a new idea, and I was tired of hearing a lot of things. I thought, just move on. This is not for me. He gave me a material to read, and I have not read. And I thought, oh, no time for this. I am busy, or do something else. Then he said, please, can you consider to come in Ames for a summit? And you will see for yourself.
This is early 90s yet?
No, I'm talking now after almost 7 years. So I met him in 2001.
Oh, you met him in 2001?
Yes. First time when I was kind of exposed to this. And then he invited me for the Build Summit in 2008.
And then in 2008?
And I came, I think more than 400 people I seen here from 60, 80 countries. So that was a real explosion only after I came here. And then from that moment until now, I'm in completely.
You're completely in. So what was the first, do you remember the first books that he gave you, that you read, or what?
Indeed, it was not a book.
What stirred in your mind?
Yeah. It was,
or was it not books? Was it conversations?
No, it was a conversation, but for me, I thought this is not for me. I mean, it was not for me, simply. But he knew that I'm reading and I'm publishing books, and he gave me some theological readings.
Okay.
2-3 articles, I think.
2 or 3 articles.
Yes. And is about the Acts course.
The Acts course was impactful.
Yes. So this is where I have begun with some readings from that course.
What do you remember about of Acts and the way you studied it, the way you learned it? What was impactful?
It was an article from Jeff Fried.
Yeah.
And also it was the first article under A about the president.
The president.
Yes.
I don't know what article you're speaking of right now, but...
this is the first article.
Okay.
In the Acts.
A Look Through 3 Lenses? By Gene Getz?
Oh, Gene Getz, I think. Yeah, Gene Getz.
A Look Through 3 Lenses.
No, lens is B.
You're saying A and B.
A.
Okay, it's Article A.
Article A.
What is Article A? Kevin Giles?
Speaking about the presidents of the Acts.
Okay, you say the presidents. You mean the portions, the six...
Precedent.
The precedent. Acts, the Acts president.
Right.
Precedent. Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
So reading that, it was very challenging for me. After many years being a pastor of the church, and from 1992 being saved, and see that still I don't know how to plan the church, and what is church really, and what is it about, and how is the leadership should be. That has started a real challenge for me to see and to study more in deep from that moment.
Wow, so you're 15 to 20 years from when you were saved in the faith.
Yes.
Till you are reading the precedents of Acts, or the Acts precedents in the first course. of ours that you're beginning then to see that you can implement what you're seeing and understanding in that book.
Sure, yes.
Wow. So 2008. So what did your family think of this?
First, after the war, we had a lot of mission agencies who arrived there and brought a lot of experiences, paradigms, how to do this, how to do this.
The war was, give us a quick
99.
99 was the
They
war.
started 97, 98, and then it was a
in
whole...
Kosovo.
Yes.
And then...
In 99, it was finished, 99.
And the doors opened up in Kosovo when?
Yes, after the war was finished in July 99, then it was free country, and everyone was just coming.
Starting to come in.
Yes.
So July of 1999.
Yes,
Okay.
so before that time, we've been very isolated church. And we had no any materials, we have no connection with the international so much, no. But after the war, after 99, then it was a big change. A lot of people came and a lot of churches, different denominations. Never I heard before, but now it's a new trade. So this is how it happened.
Okay. So what did your family in 2008 and then beyond, when you start saying that the book of Acts can be lived out by us today in Kosovo, what did your family think? What did your church begin to think of this?
A lot of...
How did you begin to tell them?
Skepticism, it was.
Okay.
Saying, maybe, that is just belong to kind of people that maybe they are very academic or very professional, but we read the Bible, this is enough for ourselves. There is written, come on, read, and there is not so much role. I mean, of course, the life of church, according to what I was hearing till that time, it was very simple. Okay, of course, preach gospel, make disciples, have plant churches, baptism, Lord's Supper, marriage. So it was like this, And then activities. Activities for children, activities for youth, activities for women, men, and all this. So that was...
That's church.
This is the church.
That's a paradigm, a pattern, a set of patterns of what it means to be in the church.
And mainly focused on activities. Who comes, who doesn't come? How was the meeting? How was the meeting? What fruits? And then you do another one, And like this go all the year. And it's all mainly focused about activities.
So that's building the Great Commission. That's following Jesus.
Yeah. And everybody speaks about what are your activities during this year, plans, and how many people are attending and all this. So mainly that was for us, and for not just for us, but I hear everybody in that capacity, in that level they are speaking, but not really more of that, no.
So people are skeptical when you start saying, what did you first start saying? How did you say it? What did you say?
Yeah, first they've been, we know Acts. How, come on, guys, we've been studying a lot of times.
We already know Acts.
Yeah, we know Acts.
So you're not telling us anything new.
Yes, so, okay, you can teach something in Sunday, but next Sunday comes with another subject and then you forget what was Sunday before. Mm-hmm. So, and this is how it's in most of the churches. So every Sunday you have one truth, one sermon that maybe is not connected. And then people are just following each Sunday. So you conclude of this that you are part of the just Sunday church or church that are organized or with a kind of a life around the Sunday. Church is 1 hour or 2 hours per week. And then you go home. Bye, master. And finished. This is how it was.
So how did you begin to change that? Those set of patterns, and those people have an expectation that that's what church is. And they want to follow God. They want to be faithful. And so they think if they show up for us an hour on every Sunday, that that's all they have to do. So how did you begin to change that?
Yes, it's true that in the churches with the old paradigm, all they have these kind of things. But what was some points then turned up differently?
Yeah.
First of all, we have started with the idea that, with the question, do you consider that our church is established according to the Paul's letter? That was one of our first question. Second question was, does we have a team, leadership team? Everybody said yes. But what kind of team is this? This team has the right vision? Are they established? Are they educated? Are they making new leaders? Do they understand the work of Jesus Christ? So it was kind of a start to think about church, if we are really established.
Yeah.
And does we have a real and good team or trained team in the way that now I understand what's been a training. Because everybody speaks about training.
Yeah.
But here, when we speak about the Acts, we see, and especially from the epistles of Paul, then you see real training.
Yeah.
Having in mind, for example, model of Paul and Timothy.
Yeah, a model of on-the-job training.
Yes.
So I do imagine that when you start talking to people especially leaders that needed training, did they have in their mind they had to go to some school to get training?
Not even that.
Oh, no.
Not even that.
How so?
It's enough. We have a Bible. Bible is enough.
It's just...
And
they'll just read the Bible on
Sunday,
their own?
And Sunday, or forming reading clubs Bible. So it was around these three ideas that every single person could be established only by reading. And of course, going for training, not in a school, seminaries, but maybe in conferences. That was still today.
That's the standard.
Yes, standard. You go, if you need something, let's say for marriage counseling, okay, you read 2-3 books, authors, you go in conferences, then you help, you serve, and I understand that you could help somebody. I know that.
I see. So you kind of pick and choose where you want to be trained. And you're talking instead about training everyone in the first principles of the faith, getting a firm foundation upon their belief in Christ, and they're building on top of that conversion, on top of that, they're building a new life,
Right.
A whole new life with a set of teachings.
Karl Barth has mentioned that every single Christian should be theologian, right?
Every Christian should be.
Every single Christian should be theologian.
Should be a theologian. Yeah. Which in the past, it used to be an acquiring of wisdom for all people, no matter their station in life. That's what it was. That's what it used to be, that all believers needed that wisdom.
But not in our modern time.
It's become, in our modern time, a mastery of academic disciplines for the elite, who then teach it to the lay people on a Sunday morning. And that's not the patterns of Acts. And that's a bit of what you're explaining.
Yeah, but even today, in the modern time, you are equipped for that. But again, you are not helping the church. You are not doing this ministry with a church-based education. You do in your school, and then I should come
to that school.
to that school.
Yeah,
So again, it was another component how this contradict this pattern of Paul, Jesus, and his apostles.
Yeah, the way of Christ and his apostles is really being contradicted, but we don't even know it. A lot of people are not even conscious of it.
No.
Because they believe that the church is those 5 to 10 patterns that you listed earlier, and that's their patterns of church.
Yeah.
And so tell us about what are some impact that's happened in your churches in Kosovo since you've been
2008, yeah.
since 2008, since you've really been pursuing these patterns. What are some things that have occurred that has been encouraging to you to continue to press on?
Yes. I had secular training enough for myself.
Aren't you a historian of
I'm a literature.
your literature?
Yes, I study literature.
You study literature. Okay.
I got a PhD in literature
Okay.
2005 or 4.
Okay.
4 or 5. So, and even I was thinking I don't need for myself any Christian education.
You have a PhD in literature. What do you? Okay.
Who will ask?
Yeah. Okay.
But now we have started in 2009
Okay.
first principles, first series,
Yeah.
myself,
Yourself,
my family.
your family.
And then I asked from all ministers, said we will go in
All ministers around Kosovo
in our church network.
in your church network. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Ministers who've been serving for the Lord. Every Monday, it was kind of 5 hours together.
Every Monday night.
No, in morning.
Every Monday morning.
Till dinner,
Till
lunch.
Till
and then
what we
we
would call
finish.
lunch. Okay.
So we said we are going to start to go in elementary school in the first grade.
Yeah.
First principle series, becoming disciple.
Okay.
This is where we have started. And I recommend this to everyone. We have enough time to be trained. There is no emergency. Why we should run, just go to, leadership series. Oh, I'm a leader, and then just you go there. No.
Yeah.
Let's walk with the people, lead them, and you are in middle of this process. Don't pretend that, you don't need this. I could tell you that really for me and for my team still today, if you ask them what was the best time ever in their Christian life, you will hear answer anonymously. They say, going through each session from the 13 first principle books. That was a real change of my life and a real change of my team. And then they start to speak to others, homes, families, churches. And only after we finished that took almost 3 years. Then I selected some other people to start with the leadership courses. Means one thing what I have learned here is long life learning.
Oh, yeah.
It's a process that everyone maybe wants to avoid and not to go. I'm ready every time to go again through the first principles series.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is how you are going to establish communities. You cannot avoid this. This is one of the best materials that Build has to establish churches, communities.
So you're here amongst all these other nations again that are here that have stories of wanting to get back to these patterns, the way of Christ and his apostles, or the patterns of Acts. That's what we're talking about. That you believe in your heart, in your mind, in your leaders, that the patterns of Acts can be lived out today.
Yes.
So what is what comes to your mind when you see all these different leaders from all over the world that have the same passion, the same vision, the same idea that the book of Acts is real. It's a real instruction manual for us today.
Yeah. It's true that globally there are a lot of other organizations that have maybe numbers could be bigger, you know. So first impression is that we are talking something that is not really something that belongs only to one nation, to a certain denomination, to certain known theologians. But this something is the most serious initiative, global initiative, in the way how they run and build this spirit that of belonging without having any interest that is money not involved, career is not involved, and infrastructure is not involved. See, all these three are not involved in build. But still, by your will, by your desire, you have this passion to belong when you see this global network that one of my really, what was amazed me, it was to see networking. For me, it was something new totally. I heard just for computers this word, but not for the rest of the things. So networking, it was for me a new thing. And when I hear and see the guys from almost close to 100 countries in the globe work together and speak same truth, same language, and the same difficulties from China and India and everywhere, that really goes back to the description of Luke, what he evident in his book Acts. 4 times is mentioned in the Acts that apostles and followers of Jesus have stand in one-minded, been one-minded.
They were in one accord. They were of one mind, yeah.
One-minded. I remember I was preached once about this.
Okay.
But before I was coming in Ames. And then some people...
You heard this sermon on this. You heard
I did. No, I did.
You preached it?
Yes, in my church.
In your church, okay.
And then it was some comments from my fellows and brother pastor. Yeah, you being today speaking about one-minded, but said this is a danger could be because Hitler, he tried all Germans think in one way.
Yeah, being of one mind.
I'm not preaching Hitler. I preach.
Being of one mind is different than being brainwashed. Yeah.
This is Jesus. Yeah. So then people start to search what is the meaning, what is the impact of this. Then another case that really opened to me, and it was very encouraging. It was a case of when Apollos.
Yeah, Apollos. Yeah.
He preached somewhere.
Oh yeah.
In Acts 18.
Yeah.
But Luke said that he has never heard about Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But he was strong in sound doctrine, and he was passionate in the sharing the word of God. So Aquila and Priscilla take aside, and they taught him. Mm-hmm. And I thought, wow, look at this example. Great teacher, but he needed from someone. And who was this? A lady, a couple. A lady and her husband.
Yeah. They dialogued with him.
Yeah, yes.
In particular, yeah.
So that for me was really, wow, look at this. I read this several times, but I thought just
no big deal.
On, and this is
doesn't
speak today. You cannot apply today in your church, in your life. But when I come here, it's experience with these kind of things when we talk and share and discussion. I will give you two short
Okay.
stories about this.
So when you come to the Global Network, you see a Priscilla and Aquila teaching
Yes,
through dialoguing.
right. Today, for
Helping
example,
other
in one
Yeah.
session, Bill,
Yeah,
he could be leading discussion, but he is learning also from me or from other guys from discussion.
yeah,
So, daughter of the pastor in Kosovo was, I think, in sixth or seventh grade, and they went through the first principles. So this girl gained so much how to make discussion, how to think clearly, and her teacher asked, "Lady, I notice now you are very brave, good, and you go straight to the point. And I'm aware where you've been, how you've been. How we learned all these things."
yeah.
She said, "I'm doing in my home with my father because my father is a pastor, and we are doing this the Socratic discussion." Come on, Socratic discussion, you do? Yes, bravo. Bravo. Never I heard. I admire so much. How can you imagine in my grade to have somebody that know what is the Socratic discussion?
Yeah, yeah. A dialogue amongst people where they're lighting the flame of intelligence amongst them. They all have a posture of learning, and everybody's learning in that context.
My wife,
Yeah.
and another story is this, my wife and another guy, he was a minister in our church.
Yeah.
They've been a student in university,
Okay.
and they finished all 6 leadership courses.
Okay.
But they've been proclaimed the best students of that university. Their
Why do you think
mentor-
the reason is of that?
The reason is same with this girl, because they've been very shaped in the way how to do discussion, how to make question, how to learn, how to teach, and how to be
Femi.
active. And then mentor of this guy met me and said, "Hey, I would like to know how you've been training these guys. They've been very different in all compared to my students. These 2 students are the best.
Wow.
Thank you for doing this."
Wow.
Another guy, shortly, Hilke, you know him.
Yeah.
He was trained for dentist.
Yep.
What
Okay.
I learned here, one of the things that I relate to this brother, we learned that we should be involved in entrepreneurship as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Tent making, entrepreneurship.
Everybody, Jesus was carpenter.
Yeah.
Peter was fisherman.
Yeah.
Paul was tent maker.
All wrote tents.
Yes.
Priscilla and Aquila.
Priscilla,
Tents with
Lydia,
Paul.
Lydia
Lydia
in
was
Acts 16.
cello purple.
yes.
Yeah.
Never I thought that, pastors, leaders should be involved in thinking.
You mean it's not a career for a pastor? I thought
No.
that's a pattern of
Yeah.
a different pattern.
Yes. So this guy, he was trained to be a dentist.
Okay.
He opened a clinic.
Okay.
And now, till he fixed teeth, he speaks to his ear the gospel. And he reminds people one thing.
They can't speak because he has them numbed up.
No, wait,
something in their mouth.
He say, "Listen, if you don't open the mouth, I cannot fix your teeth.
Okay.
Till if your heart is not open, God will not talk to your heart."
Okay.
So you see, these 3 examples really has changed all the life of the church. And you see simple examples what kind of impact has in the school, in the community,
Yeah.
and in a marketing place,
Yeah.
and in the church life.
Wow. All right, Femi. This is the time we have.
Yeah, I saw 30 minutes.
We could have gone on forever here, but I'm so glad we're back together again. I'm so glad you're here with our families. We're eating and drinking and living as one big global family movement here. So
yes, thank you very much.
until we'll be together again for a civilization meeting and not conference, but a gathering.
A gathering,
around eating and drinking and being in our homes.
Thank you, Mike, and the Lord bless you. I know that for the task that now you have, and we are all convinced that progress is in a good way.
Yeah, amen.